There's lots of PTSD to discuss this week. Okay, let me set the mood for you. Dennis, can you play
Please.
the royalty-free fireplace crackling music?
Oh, Zach, the rain, it was so heavy, and I'm shivering. I'm so cold. But this fire is right. Oh, sorry, different kind of role play.
You're at home in your $3 million home. You've just gotten off your Peloton.
Oh, no heart attacks today. Good job.
You hear some glass break somewhere in your house.
God damn it, the dog is in the liquor cabinet again. Fucking shouldn't let him drink. He turns into a real asshole.
God damn. Yeah, you have a little Frenchie. A worthless little shit, but he can hold his weight in liquor.
There we go. All right, that's the Frenchman in you. Okay.
Yeah.
I made that joke to Macron, and he called it a hate crime. So, what a fucking prick.
Do you have a D20 on you, or do you have a D20?
I can. A D20 roller.
Yes. Google that and tell me what you roll.
Yeah. Okay. 19.
All right. Wisdom saving throw. It doesn't sound like it's the dog. It sounds like a window shattered in your house. Could it,
Shit.
It's probably Antifa again.
Oh, goddamn Antifa. Always coming in saying that the blacks will rule again. Or, I don't know. It's
Blacks
crazy
rule.
what happens.
Yes. That thing that you definitely didn't paint on your own driveway.
Hey, yeah, you explain to the insurance adjuster, huh? I'm trying to get a third edition built of this $3 million home. That's my game plan. No, if it sounds like glass is shattering, I'm gonna try and I guess if my alarm system's not going off, I'm gonna start calling the police.
You are maybe already thinking you should call the police. That is your gut instinct, but you are accosted by someone. Make a strength roll. You're going to roll a d20 and subtract 2 from your result.
Oh no. That would be a 12 then.
All right, let's do opposed. Nice. You definitely are losing the strength. You have been grappled by an individual who is...
I should have spent more time on the Peloton. God damn
No,
it.
you're worn out from being on the Peloton.
Oh, that's the excuse. Absolutely. I worked out so hard looking at that 25-year-old bike instructor. Oh, man. Exhausted. Jessica, I say as I hit the ground.
This individual is yelling something about your wife and asking where your wife is. You've been grappled, but go ahead and make another strength throw.
Okay, is that also D20 still?
Yep. All these are going to be D20s.
Okay. Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
Nat 20.
All right. You somehow, maybe it's not strength. Maybe you use your wisdom.
I hear her voice whispering to me, cutting through.
You're talking to this dude that's in your house, and he says he wants to wait for your wife. You kind of talk him to him and be like, look, she'll be here. Just sit down. Let's calm down. Let me call her. You immediately call the fucking cops.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm like, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing here. It's so cool. I love it, when men in the middle of the night break into my house and want to talk to my wife. I just assume, that it's only good intentions.
Yeah,
with this situation.
On a nat 20, you're talking to the 911 operator, and you say that something to the effect of, there's a male in your home. That male is going to wait for your wife. And you do not know who he is, but he said that his name is David.
Cool. So yeah, me and my pal Dave here, just gonna chill out. What day of the week is this? When it's breaking?
It is.
When the breaking happens.
It is 2:30 a.m. on Friday.
God damn it! I'd be like, you watch the Thursday night football game? Fucking Jets, huh? I'm trying to make awkward small talk with him while waiting for, my quote-unquote wife to arrive.
David is... You notice that David is armed with several implements, a hammer, some zip ties, some tape, and some rope.
Cool. I guess this is what my wife is into. Is just because that is, to be honest, the best case scenario.
You ask? Tennis instructor, you're really reaching deep here, trying to figure out.
Yeah, this is not good. This is really just a waiting game taking place.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I could maybe like try and distract him to grab something? I don't know if that would be a good idea.
He's actually going to start yelling at you. He's going to get very
Oh
agitated.
shit! I should not have tried that. Okay.
He's going to get very agitated at you. He's going to attempt to grapple you again. I'm going to make a roll here.
Oh no.
There are several cops that are rolling up on your property. It's been a couple minutes. You were being yelled at.
I'm glad I live in a nice neighborhood where the police response time is a couple minutes, because
it has been 8 minutes. You got very lucky on that nat 20. It's been 8 minutes. You definitely couldn't be, some like figure, some individual that's very important to the police.
Not that important. Otherwise, I would have, I don't know, like a security detail of my own, I would imagine.
Exactly. Fortunately,
oh no, those hammers!
Look,
is there blood on the hammers?
Look, you didn't get any bad apple cops, so they do not immediately open up on your ass as soon as they walk in the door. But they do enter your property as you're being accosted by David. Go ahead and make one more strength saving throw.
Ah, shit. Oh no! A nat 1.
Oh my god! You attempt to grapple David, but he pulls out his hammer and bashes you in the face.
Oh, David, we were getting along.
Shattering your skull and knocking you unconscious. So your hands your life is fully in the hands of these officers. I'm going to roll for again to see if they open fire on David. All right, no critical failures. David is also white, and they simply take him in. That is how Paul Pelosi was attacked on Friday last week, and is now recovering in the hospital.
I love this. D&D the news is honestly my favorite thing.
Yeah, let's see. We'll roll 2d12s and 15 damage. That is, you're gonna be in the hospital for a while, buddy.
This is a very unfortunate situation. Is there a way I could maybe like clink to consciousness? Can I roll to see if I like stay? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
if I'm gonna pull through.
Make some death saving throws. So you
2.
Okay,
2.
That's a failure. So you can't get 3 failures in a row. You gotta get above
All
10 3 times.
9.
All right. God damn, you are an old motherfucker. 4. In some universe, you have just killed Paul Pelosi in the hospital. He did not make it.
Oh, why? My hubris, my greed, my insider trading scandals got the best of me.
Look, you have a +8 to stock market, but you're not going to use that when you're being attacked by an assailant in your home.
I see you have a knowledge of the stock market. I counter that with this fucking hammer.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I am Zach, and my pronouns are he and they.
Hey everyone, I'm Kelton. My pronouns are he and him. So happy Day of the Dead. That's when this episode should be rolling out, huh? It's Day of the Dead. It's different than Halloween.
It's not Halloween, and it is a multicultural holiday that is not European.
Let's find a way that we can commodify this as white people to create 1 week of Halloween to what every white girl who's a sophomore in college hopes for.
Look, I need
desperately.
October. I need Halloween. I need October 31st to be a Thursday, so that I can get the Halloween Day of the Dead weekend.
To those who celebrate, yeah.
We salute you. Thank you. Now we've made it white. That is sufficiently white for me.
How can we incorporate the troops into this Day of the Dead? That's what we really want.
I'm pulling out my Queensryche album.
Oh, I was just thinking about like Trick or Treat, but it's little like snack size IEDs that you can hand out to all the kids.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. Is it like those little gummy like sushi and like burger things, but it's just an IED instead?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wait for the chemical reaction when the blue goo mixes with the red goo. Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about Halloween 2 days after. So, what's going on in Texas?
Yes. Our wonderful investigative unit has uncovered churches breaking the law.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
God, this is butt rock episode.
The right tone to have when discussing this. You know who else broke the law? I say in my youth pastor voice.
Jesus. He literally broke their tables, the law tables in the temple.
Yeah.
That's not what the church is doing. They're not nearly as based as Christ Jesus was. They're breaking the law by endorsing elections. Technically,
yeah,
federal law bars.
They're endorsing candidates, not just like elections.
They're
if they were
releasing
like, everyone go
endorsements
vote,
in
that would be
elections.
fine.
That's true. Which is, they could be doing something like handing out a pamphlet at the church. It's like, hey, we endorse these candidates. The pastor could be getting up on stage and being like, look, we need to vote for Republican candidates because that's how we keep Jesus how we keep prayer
in the closet, absolutely.
in our classrooms.
You want gay Jesus rolling around, huh? Well, vote Republican to prevent that from happening, huh?
The leftists want to tell you that Jesus and all 12 of those disciples had orgies every weekend. Well, they did.
No, it was the last suck it fucker. Judas, why? Why would you forsake us at this time? Judas believed that sex work was work, and he wanted to be paid for it, and so
he was tired of doing free labor and not being.
Lots of foot stuff with Mary that all the other ones had to watch. Gets real awkward real fast.
Jesus really was the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Or I guess just the Son. Then why couldn't he dip into his allowance a little bit and just pay the disciples? I mean, he had to feed them every now and then. They'd get so hungry that they'd force him to feed them.
Yeah,
he'd just make bread and fish out of thin air, and they'd be like, "Dude, that was so easy, and we've been starving for 2 days."
When were you gonna say something? What's the deal with this ability, huh? Like, can you just do free snacks all the time? What's the deal here?
Why can't we just do like a buffet situation? Like maybe sometimes we'll bring stuff to the potluck, but like you would be providing, the basics, right?
That honestly, you could probably make a horror movie because again, it's still spooky season in our hearts, where someone has kidnapped Jesus and is just forcing him to make more bread and fishes. And someone's operating a restaurant up front. Jesus can't die because he has to die for everyone's sins, so he's stuck in this purgatory-esque loop.
Look, they buried Jesus in the barbarian tunnels under the house.
We call him Father. Yeah.
And then every week they play D&D, and the DM always has the snacks, and they're always amazing. Where do you get these from? We ask.
They're heavenly. Say that one more time. I'm going to think you're on to me. What? Don't worry about it.
Fucking.
But yeah, Texas.
Look, it's not just Texas, but it is also happening in Texas.
I mean, it's not just Texas, but like the preeminent example was in Texas.
Oh yeah,
they were like, "Hey,
we're the epicenter of the issue." I'm certain that the IRS agents how many did they hire? Like 30,000 IRS agents.
Yeah,
swarming Austin, Texas. Swarming Austin, Texas. There's no way they aren't. Apple has that headquarters there. Like they have people making like $200,000, and then because they can pay them that much, and you can actually afford a mansion in Austin.
Yeah, definitely can still afford a mansion off $200,000 in Austin. Yep.
Hey,
let's not check housing prices.
Hey, that
right
1,000 square foot 2-bedroom 2-bathroom is basically a mansion.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you, like an impressionable 19-year-old hanging out at a 26-year-old's house? Like, whoa, all this room. This is crazy.
This is much better than my 800 square foot apartment that I share with 4 people.
Different worlds entirely about what's happening. Yeah, I just think that it's also kind of funny that this Texas example that they're giving is just being open about it, just being completely out in the open, just saying anything and everything, talking about how like demonic forces are at work within the Democratic Party, just really kind of making it seem like, hey, I am violating the Johnson Amendment. Every single sentence taken out of context even is still violating the Johnson Amendment. You can find me. I am treating my church like a giant super PAC. This is dark money, essentially, since we have no oversight whatsoever into this.
Yep, we can basically take any amount of donations from our members and then merge it all in one big, fund. Maybe you would consider it to be in the, the form of a large cup with a funny bear on the side, a slush fund, you might say. All of these funds pouring into this one cup with the silly bear. And the silly bear, maybe we want to draw a line and say, look, we think that churches or, groups of people should be able to have opinions. And that's totally fine. But that would mean that they should lose their tax exempt status.
Because, if you act like, I don't know, a corporation, maybe since you're a person, you can then get taxed like a person.
Yeah. That would be kind of silly, quirky. That instead of spending, $20 million on a new student center with, state-of-the-art sound audio-visual system, that maybe you're actually taxed for some of that some of that slush fund that you got.
No, they churches would die before, rendering to Caesar what is Caesar's.
I mean, churches are like one of the big examples of like old people that have too much money that can just give their money to the church in order to get a tax write-off year over year.
Imagine making so much money that you can give 10% away to someone's imaginary friend. Like, just imagine that.
Best
Crazy.
argument that God is actually real and actually does bless Christians. They have 10% to give away.
Yeah, but then that's how you get the prosperity gospel. It's like, and if you can't afford 10%, just give 10% now, and you will be rewarded. Yes, my brothers and sisters. Righteous gemstone style. That's the motif here. But fuck churches, especially fuck churches that don't pay taxes.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's not even like, oh, they're doing this and we're exposing them. They've been doing it for years. The IRS just does not care anymore.
Yeah, when churches are hosting the Texas Young Republican Summit or whatever it was that had Matt Gaetz at a church, like, it's a political event.
He was within 200 feet of 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
And the church endorsed that. But you know what? That's no different.
You know how old Mary was?
Look, do you know how many youth pastors they've had to quietly fire?
I was about to say.
A lot.
Matt, you're hanging out with 14-year-olds, starting a little late, don't you think? That's what youth pastors say.
Matt Gaetz and the other youth pastors. He's been ordained as a youth pastor? Is that
he's an honorary
youth pastor in Texas?
Imagine someone like doing a gesture and being like, a problematic guy hangs out with younger girls, and you're like, is he a youth pastor? That's a good term. That's a good term that we can use.
Is he a youth pastor? Or is he...
I don't know, man. You seem like a little bit of a youth pastor hanging out with that chick. You should probably stop.
God.
That would implode that entire profession.
Dating in Texas, like, he was cool, but he kind of reminded me of my youth pastor.
Hey everyone, it's Kelton. With Thanksgiving just around the corner, I just wanted to give thanks to all of our patrons for their continued support of the show. Y'all help keep the lights on, the logos made, and let us know that we're actually doing something right. So I would like to extend a big turkey jerky thank you to Scott, Tim, Jorge, Frater LVD, Rufus, Not a Mole Rat, Eli, Melwin, Olive Lotion Wizard, Alex, Lizzie, Broobs, ASM Marxist, Phil, Dylan, Kira, Cody, Comrade Kometka, Nicole, Pizza Paws, Drew, CJ, Philip, and the Humidifier. And if you, dear listener, want to give us a couple bucks and listen to an extra bonus episode every week, head on over to patreon.com/Psychic Dolphin Garage. Thanks. Now back to the show. Zach, guess what? Guess what? We have something really cool to do. I'm so excited to talk to you about it. Are you ready? Are you ready, buddy?
I'm ready. What's the big cool thing that's happening that you're so excited about?
We're going to be talking about social media services and platforms today. But before we dive into the big story, I want to play a little game. I want you to guess which of these 4 social media services is fake. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
The first one is called Line for Heaven. It's a social media network offering users a direct line to God where they can earn what's called karma points for blessing people. That's kind of like a Facebook poke or like a retweet kind of way. And the promise of this service, of this network rather, is that they will reserve your spot in heaven. And you also get like a newsletter every Sunday that says whether or not your spot has been reserved. Isn't that quaint?
Oh.
Isn't that cute?
Okay. I believe that.
Okay, like if that's not your speed, I got another one. It's called Stash Passions. And this community promises dating and networking for mustache lovers. You can enjoy photos, you can see forum posts, you can get IMs and get other updates, and you can search by category like Walrus, Mexican, Dali, Pencil, and Fu Manchu, which I guess might be problematic, but
that is
yes.
That is a racist stereotype that almost makes me believe it more that a platform like that would have like just casual racism in there.
Yeah, this certainly wouldn't be something that Kelton would come up with off the cuff and wouldn't realize that it came off as kind of racist until later. No, not at all. The third platform is something called Divorce 360. And guess what? Did you know, Zach, that 50% of all marriages end in divorce? Well, if you're part of that 50%, there's a thriving community that will give you advice on every stage. Does that sound appealing?
Stash Passions and Divorce 360 are just subreddits.
Well, I mean, speaking of like subreddit vibes, let me tell you about the fourth option. My Free Implants, the premier place where women who want larger breasts, as well as, general boob appreciators, can go and come together, creating a beautiful synergy that led to the creation of this networking site. Women will post sexy photos, and it'll be like pre-op, post-op, and then it'll be people donating to it in kind of like a GoFundMe kind of way. So imagine like, go buy me a coffee, but it's like, go buy me a nipple.
That's definitely subreddit energy. Like weirdly horny, but also kind of wholesome, but very horny. And everybody there is way older than you think.
Problematic. A lot of youth pastor style age gaps taking place here at that place, I would imagine. Well, Zach, if you had to guess which one is the fake one, which one would you think?
I mean, I was gonna go with Divorce 360, but I think that maybe Stash Passions has come out as the one that Kelton came up with, possibly.
Well, what a twist. They're all real, Zach.
Oh,
these are all
God.
real social media services.
It makes sense. It's amazing the things that they've managed to take from a subreddit and just turn it into its own standalone app that you just have to ask, why the fuck is it an app?
Why? Why does this exist?
It could be you could be a subreddit. Yeah, but we're an app. Do you charge $4.99 a month? Then how are you? Then why is being an app better? You don't have to pay Reddit mods.
You can sell that sweet user data, huh?
Oh, that's
Come
true.
on.
An app on your phone can get more user data than a subreddit.
It's only a matter of time, Zach. But maybe you're wondering why we're talking about social media services today. Do you want to?
Is it because you're going to be using the rest of this episode to tell us about your new app idea that you're gonna submit into the cesspool of social media that already exists?
It's called Pastor, and it has no E at the end, and it's a dating site for. Okay, never mind. It's still in beta testing, beta male testing. Am I right? High five.
Hey, look, everybody, you're gonna have to get on your Sigma grind set if you expect to become a tester for the Psychic Dolphin girls, games, and I don't have a good
That's
third
it.
one.
That's it.
Girls and games. Is that our publishing company, Psychic Dolphin?
Yeah.
Girls and Games.
There we go. Yeah, I like it. But games is GAYMES.
Okay.
Got to get that sweet SEO going at this point. Actually, what we're talking about as we're dropping the facade quickly is Twitter got bought by Musk, as we all know. But Musk has implemented or announced that several changes are going to be happening to the platform. I believe by November 7th. It's kind of like the target date.
Yeah,
and
Musk was not allowed to pull out of something for the first time.
And he couldn't just give $200,000 to it to make it go away. Huh? No. Oh, we're not. I'm not allowed to make that joke on Twitter without a fact check of some kind.
Look.
to
This
occur.
is why we have to bring the youth pastor terminology. If we just say that Elon Musk has youth pastor energy, then he's not really going to pick up on it for at least 3 years.
Some 12-year-old is going to grow up and then date Elon Musk and then explain it to him. And then he's going to be like, no, how could you? Or actually, he'll say it with like a bizarre California but South African accent. I only hope it becomes like a Texas twang.
How could you?
Partner.
Look, he's going to spend his summers on the Bezos River.
God damn it. Again, pitching this. You're speaking it into existence at this point. It's willful. Like, everyone else is going to be saying, I can't believe Bezos bought a river in Texas. And you're just going to be sitting on your laurels being like, I called it. I knew it at the very beginning.
I'm on my Bezos River energy with my Bezos River cowboy hat.
Free drop shipping to anyone lazy river rafting down. Oh,
God. On my alligator skin boots with the Amazon logo on them.
I have changed my opinion on unions, Kelton.
We were part of the greatest union in the world, but even Texas had to secede. So,
God damn it! I can't. It's such a ridiculous. It's happening though. It's happening.
It's definitely happening.
I wanted to talk about how Twitter, because Musk had said in an effort to try and monetize things, because like for anyone out kind of in the dark about this, Musk overpaid for Twitter, now has a loan that basically means he needs to make $1 billion in revenue from Twitter every year. Otherwise, the whole thing will crash and burn
for the next rest of his life.
Yeah, exactly. And then the rest of his children's life and everything else. Because as it would turn out, he bought Twitter in the way that like a 23-year-old buys a house, meaning the bank actually bought the house and then the 23-year-old is just paying the bank, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they showed up and they scanned all of his toenails and his fingernails. They took all the DNA samples that they needed, stool, blood, piss. They scraped the inside of his eyeballs out to make sure that that he wasn't going to be in bad health. They're doing all the testing to make sure that he was good for it. And now he owes the elite all of the money.
Yeah, that's the situation that he finds himself in. So in an effort to monetize, he is saying in order to get a blue check, you don't need to be like a famous person or like a power user. You just have to give $20 a month. Or actually, I should clarify, he said $20 a month. Then Stephen King said, fuck you, I'm not going to pay that. And he said, fine, $8 a month.
Saying that you're just going to make me pay $8 a month for a blue check is a much clearer system than the existing blue check system.
I mean, I thought I would have to run for Congress to get a blue check because that seems to be like the new way that everyone likes to get a blue check now, right?
I like it; it's effective, but there's no standard for it. So at least making it a paid tier.
It costs like $1,000 to run for Congress, and so
you just need to run Twitter like it's a Patreon.
Our new blue check tier coming soon to Patreon.
Yeah. Do you want stickers every month? You can sign up for $15 a month. You want Elon Musk to send you beehole pics once a month? That's the $1,500 tier.
The blue check tier is the same as even the free tier. You don't even get Patreon episodes. You just have to pay $8 and we call you a blue check user. But of course, this has led to a lot of people who are famous and who are kind of journalists. I say kind of journalists because like actual journalists and then just kind of people in the media sphere are talking about how there might be an exodus. And because Twitter has always been kind of the site that is about, well, this is where the news breaks. and then other sites pick up on it. If all of those people that deliver the breaking news migrate to other places because there's now literally a paywall for them to do their job, other alternatives might be explored. So I wanted to just kind of have us do a bit of a State of the Union, explore a little bit of what the lay of the land is for us to see what is coming up right now.
Yeah, your favorite micro celebrities will not be leaving their micro blogging website where you go and observe them in their little cage. They'll be staying there, of course, because the free tier will always be free.
Yes, so we will be able to observe them, but maybe, just maybe, we might want to go elsewhere. So let's just see what the first option is. Number one with a bullet in terms of like the honorable mention tier is going out and touching grass, because I think that's just the best reaction.
Look, and you know what? And some of you, touching grass isn't enough. You need to touch some ass too. Okay, you need to get some pussy.
Touch grass, cash, or ass.
Grass, cash, your ass. Look, you go touch grass, get a fucking job, get laid. I don't care which one. I don't care what order you do it in.
Goddamn, Grandpa. Okay. Grandpa Zach coming down hard with these truths about how life works. Back in my day, we didn't have a retweet. He just got a hand job from a strong, handsome fella named Frank.
Frank gave all the neighborhood hand jobs. Frank had so many warts on his hands. That's what made them really good. Yeah.
Strong, muscular calluses on Frank's hands.
Yeah, Frank's
like fucking an oak tree covered in oil.
God. All right, so that's dishonorable mention number one is Frank.
Just Frank. Good job.
I'll just do WT social. Maybe WTF social would have been better because it's what the fuck, or we look like Facebook. Apparently,
it is.
It's a Facebook clone. It's one of those Android knockoff apps that you get in the Android store. It's Facebook, and it's a Unicode character, but it looks like Facebook in the App Store. So
hey, but the WT stands for Wiki Tribune, so they're gonna occasionally, like every 6 months, blow up your entire screen begging for like $3 to keep the operation going. So
that's pretty good.
You can look forward to that. I think that's probably like a little too cute though, because like they're just trying to be Facebook.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that's going to be something that's going to capture that Twitter ethos the same way that there's this other thing called Counter Social, which basically it looks just like how TweetDeck, for anyone who's used that, looks, of just having like multiple columns that are available. It's kind of like Mastodon, I think, in that way.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to be free and everything. The splash page shows that they have VR, like a VR interaction system.
The metaverse. They've already invested in the metaverse.
And it's a very edgy, like animated login, everything kind of situation. Yeah. So that's interesting.
I guess for anyone who's only seen the first Matrix, I suppose. Can't wait for all the usernames have to be starting with like XXX, like Doom Sniper XXX is what it is. Something like that. I guess then kind of in like the big boy territory though, we have heavy hitters like Discord and Mastodon. Zach, you're an advocate for Discord. So
absolutely.
If you could just kind of, I mean, obviously with our people, they know what Discord is.
Discord is Reddit if you really, really, really like group chats.
Out of curiosity, how would that work though, trying to incorporate like the Twitter crowd with like the news aspect of things breaking? Would that be like a news Discord?
It wouldn't, because it acts more like a group chat. Like if you had people like journos that were all in one place and had stuff there, like they would be communicating there. But like Discord acts more as
hold on, Zach, hold on.
Yeah.
So you could have like one organization that funds a whole bunch of journalists that would release their stories out.
Discord is much more of a catcher for things like tweets that get big.
Yeah.
Like Discord is where you go to see other people cultivating news stories, grabbing them and showing them to you. It's good if you just need it's good for friend groups, it's good for video games, and I certainly think that if you have enough like spaces, if you have enough spaces in there where you can go, and there are some places where you go do politics, you can go talk about news, that's good. But it's not like, it doesn't replace the Twitter microblogging. It just replaces the people that would be consuming that content.
Yeah, everyone check out the Psychic Dolphin Discord.
Plug.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the big tweeters and then put them there. You're gonna,
those would become cults.
Yeah, but
right?
wherever those tweeters go, they're going to end up like their content will still make it to your Discord.
And I think that's kind of an issue that Mastodon runs into, is that it's probably the closest one-to-one with Twitter, but since it is so individualized, like you're not broadcasting to everyone on Mastodon. It's decentralized enough to where then like you can have specialized showrunners, for lack of a better term, about what's happening. And so that kind of, I think, still keeps things separate enough to where then like you're not going to have something blow up that will help expand your horizons, which I think a lot of what Twitter gets used for, like, oh, this person retweeted something onto my feed I wouldn't have normally seen. Like with Mastodon, and maybe Discord runs into that too a little bit, of where it's just kind of, you have to make sure that you're part of that group that would be the type to already share it in. And so it requires basically a little bit more of an active user than the passive amount. If you just want to be like a lurker, or you just want to be the blatant consumer, I think that kind of works out well for our next couple that we got coming up. You want to talk about those?
The blatant consumer Tumblr. Big fan of the consumer memes in general, image and text posts. Tumblr.
Also emotionally devastating poetry from like 16-year-olds in Idaho.
Yeah, I don't know what. I think Tumblr is the main product of Ohio. I'm not really sure. That's
it's
their
overdoses. Let's not forget
overdoses and Tumblr posts. That's their GDP. Tumblr's been it's better than a WordPress blog because it's like in a catcher, and like it's basically in a catcher site, but it still retains that MySpace feel.
I was gonna say they've really just become MySpace 2.0 for better and worse.
Absolutely,
but
and I mean they also have a $4.99 a month membership fee. Sorry, we wasn't supposed to. Yeah, no,
we're supposed to hate the idea of a paywall. Come on.
Oh no,
we need to be open to the idea of us and our data being the consumer, being the product, instead of being willing to like pay for a
Definitely
service.
Don't
Come on.
build a service that you pay a small amount of money to host that data on. That would be terrible. You should just give us all your information about your entire life instead. Tumblr,
also give us Discord Nitro.
True. Definitely don't pay for that. It'll give you all sorts of benefits. Here's our Discord plug now. Thank you for supporting the Psychic Dolphin Garage Discord. You've been doing so since 2015, and it's definitely not the other way around. Just to finish off, Tumblr is actually viable for bloggers because Tumblr pages act as blogs, and you can search like hashtags. You could theoretically like be posting news and have a hashtag, world news feed or something that would be very similar to a Twitter feel. So I think Tumblr is actually maybe a viable, despite its user base count.
Because I think you have to win back a lot of the people that you lost as well. So
300 million active users worldwide.
Let's not go by their self-reported numbers.
That's true.
Okay,
I agree that
300 million active users, all of them are over 6 feet tall. Yeah.
It took a hit right when it changed hands last time, and I mean,
who owns Tumblr now? WordPress, right? Didn't we figure that out a while ago?
Yes. But I mean, it lost a little bit of user base, but really that just means that the people that were already on it just use it even more because it got rid of a bunch of hanger-ons.
Yeah.
You could imagine a Twitter cleanse. No more crypto bros. That's what Tumblr's like.
Oh, I'm sure if we log on to there, it will only be good content there. Nothing bloated at all whatsoever. For
only
us
the
to
best
explore.
content. Unlike Instagram, which is influencer bloat.
Everything. Meme pages all the time. Like, hey, want to see that screenshot of something that you saw on Twitter 4 days ago, but with the username blocked out? Huh? You want to see that? Do you like that? We have 1.3 billion users. Is this cool? We're also basically trying to just be TikTok now.
Hey,
so
Instagram pioneered the endless news feed. Instagram pioneered the ability to move users from one post to the next very quickly because you just swipe up. And I'm certain that Instagram has also shaped our swipeable dating culture. Okay, we need to go back to the good old days where you would go to a speed dating service. You would sit down with real human beings, and you would quickly, over the course of 3 hours, discover that you fucking hate yourself, everything about yourself, and you would rather die than do that ever again.
And you go back, tail between your legs.
The next week.
To Frank.
Because who the...
To Frank.
Nobody else listens like Frank does, honestly.
You need the emotional support. You thought you could do better than Frank, and that's on you.
Instagram has added all sorts of capabilities to its platform, but it's honestly, it's a sleeker Facebook, and it is what Facebook wanted to be, which is a very tight timeline, very narrow timeline. You don't have to worry about anything, and I'm pretty sure that...
Well, let's talk about Facebook a little bit.
Okay.
Because I don't think that Facebook, as we know it, would be the thing that would absorb it. But I think that Facebook pages and Facebook groups would be the thing that could potentially explode, because people would just join groups that would be moderated by certain types that like to moderate, and then people would be putting posts in and content in for that kind of discussion aspect.
So I think that if the Facebook algorithm was much better about letting posts out of their bubbles, so to speak, like Twitter had bubbles, right? But if a post went viral enough, it would explode into all the other bubbles, and then you would see viral posts from different like interests. I don't think Facebook, the algorithm itself, would let you see that, but I do think that like the groups would kind of work in that way. The group functionality has been shit for a long time. The page functionality is absolutely garbage, but you at least see all those things.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, no, you at least see all those things in your feed now. Like we know how shit it is because we've worked with it for many years.
88,000 followers on
how
a
much
Facebook
engagement
page.
do you get?
None
God,
now.
it's brutal.
I mean, like, again, do I post regularly? No, but you know how pathetic it is to keep posting and being like, no, it's fine. Like the 30 people who see it, it's okay. It's not throttled down because I'm not paying into it anymore.
Oh yeah,
Whatever.
Facebook also has a paid. You have to pay for the ads for your page to get any engagement at all. It's cool. It's very good. Don't worry, you're not the product. Facebook
not
has
at
a
all.
possibility just because everyone probably has one, and that's something you could return to. But again, it kind of lacks like pages are the closest thing that could turn into like a central place where if you follow a bunch of different pages from people who are going to microblog all the time, then you would maybe get their status updates in your feed more often. So
now if we're going to talk about, doing a whole bunch of like micro blogging kind of things here, maybe we should discuss the professionals over at LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, very professional platform.
LinkedIn
owned by Microsoft, so you know that those mods are
875 million users, again according to the self-reporting data.
Don't worry, only half of those are probably bots that message you like job openings.
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn is, I think, for lack of a better term, just a high school yearbook for professionals.
Yeah. I do like being connected with some of the people that I've worked with because I like them.
You're never being like, wow, that was a great post, though.
No, definitely
Imagine
not.
shit posting on LinkedIn.
The fact that it's like, user has viewed your profile.
Oh yeah.
If Facebook had that when we were in high school,
Zach, I'm not gonna reveal. You could actually find out who viewed your profile the most on Facebook by opening it up.
I know you could because you look at the friends list on your profile.
Oh, actually, no, I'm talking about like even before that was visible, because you could right click, you could go into the code, then like neither here nor there. You know what? It's fine. We were both way too online, and that is the takeaway.
Good.
I didn't do it at all
LinkedIn,
to try and figure out who was checking on someone else's profile so I could analyze who the threats were.
Damn. Your LinkedIn microblogging is going to be really interrupted if all those
God
Raytheon
damn it.
posts are being pushed in the news.
Oh yeah, a lot of like pro cop stuff too, but it's not like cops are the thin blue line protecting us between chaos. It's more like, I bought a cop a donut today. I love our police force.
We had our annual talk with coffee with a cop at our office today, and I just loved meeting Officer Hernandez. He grew up in a poor district in this city, and now he's making a real difference in his community.
He feels pressured to not report anything. It's wonderful. 1,000-yard stare from Officer Hernandez. He's in too deep.
He's in so deep. He's no longer undercover. He is the cover.
I'm providing cover for them. It's crabs in a bucket. Oh no! Oh god! It's also the frog analogy. It works either way. Now the other ones I wanted to kind of do a quick roundtable on would be TikTok / Snapchat and that kind of like real quick kind of thing.
TikTok does have people that do that kind of Twitter-like stuff on there, but there's no moderation, and anyone can say anything on TikTok, and anyone just believes.
Well,
it is a very close it is very analogous to.
It's
Twitter,
Gen Z forwards from grandma.
Look, if you think like. If the micro celebrities start abandoning Twitter, it will be for TikTok, because then, as long as they are the 50% of micro celebrities that are actually good looking and hot, then they will make
the
it huge on TikTok.
Uggos. The Uggos. Oh no. It's going to be like Hollywood. Like 30 years ago, you could be ugly and be in Hollywood. You were like a character actor. And now, like, even the character actors have to be aesthetically pleasing. I'm just saying, Steve Buscemi wouldn't make it today. It would be like, no, you keep fighting fires at 9/11.
Honestly, I think that TikTok is much lower barrier to entry than Instagram in terms of like being like this, conventionally attractive individual that's going to make videos and be funny.
Okay, it's fine. I said the average Twitter user, aka old and unattractive. So
that's true. But I just think that out of all these on this list, this is the closest and this is the most analogous to Twitter, without a lot of the problems that
And how many followers does the TikTok page that we have, Zach? How many followers?
50,000 followers and like 2 engagement, 3 engagement.
How's that
maybe?
work?
Look, the fact that we have that many followers is a statistical anomaly.
I mean, amongst other things, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It shows how empty I think the actual pursuit of followers versus a community is. So, kind of let me land this plane here. Lands me to my last choice, which is what I think is probably the closest one-to-one overall, which is Reddit. I think subreddits would be the thing that kind of takes over. If enough people leave Twitter, it would become Reddit, because you can share from one subreddit to another. You can share from a person's profile into a subreddit. So like someone can make a post, you can follow someone's profile to where it'll show up on your feed alongside the subreddits. So
I think Reddit is a superior choice simply because you can choose what your newsfeed is. You can choose like posts from my communities, or you can choose like a trending newsfeed, which would be closer to the virality of Twitter, but you can still like button yourself back up into your like my followed.
Yeah, you can be as active or passive as you want. Yeah,
yeah, and I think that's the issue, is that people don't want that choice. They want to be fed the toxic mush that is just the constant feed of information. And also, we already are all addicted to TikTok.
I mean, that's very true. Here's my prime example I want to give. When Wall Street Bets was pushing AMC stock, when they were pushing GameStop, remember all of that from like a year and a half ago? I mean, I guess who would forget, but you know what I mean. Like, everyone was starting to figure out like what Reddit was actually like now, because I think a lot of people still had like the 90s forum version of Reddit, and now it's very sleek. It has the night mode and it has everything else.
It has night mode. It has all the millennials that like actually were online in 2005 onwards, that grew up on old YouTube and grew up on all the internet culture and know all the memes from Know Your Meme.
And the biggest issue, I think, with Reddit, and this is going to hurt, I think Twitter will try to copy Reddit, and that will prevent Reddit from taking over. Like, I genuinely think Elon is going to come up with a downvote button. And then you're going to have a score next to how many you're following, how many are following you, and then also like what your, I don't know, like your social credit score. No, that's China. Your karma. No, that's Reddit. Your net positivity rating or whatever the fuck they call it.
How musky are you? Remember, YouTube actually just recently has hidden all, like the dislikes on comments, and it gives creators the option to hide dislikes on all their videos.
Also, check out Psychic Dolphin Garage YouTube channel. But okay, keep going.
Yes. And give it only.
Oh my God, Psychic Dolphin Garage LinkedIn page. We can do this.
God, there was something else. I think TikTok lets you give downvotes now as well. So it's like the Reddit is invading all the other platforms, and if Twitter wants to survive, it will create easier ways for people to cordon themselves off inside of their bubbles instead of just trusting the algorithm like you have to do on Facebook.
But Reddit is like my thing, okay? Like I can't accept it.
I get that.
I'm not clever enough for Twitter. I get banned too much for 30 days at a time on Facebook. Like,
because you say that you want to kill all landlords.
Listen, am I proud of the fact that I started
a simple demand?
When I started a page called Kill or Be Killed, spelled KYLL, that stood for Kill Your Landlord, back in like 2017, that was considered really edgy. And I mean, it still is kind of edgelordy, don't get me wrong. But like the fact that that's now become like so much more mainstream to it all really kind of makes me feel like maybe I didn't deserve those 30-day bans I got like every other day that I would come back to it, huh?
Look, Mark Zuckerberg, are you a landlord? If you are, then why not be a landlord and just live in your mansion, and then you don't have to be scared, huh?
Or maybe you can own all of the land and we will just call you the Lord, huh? And then you can violate the Johnson Amendment however much you want, and we won't care, apparently.
Yeah, the IRS will never come for you. Too big to fail, small enough to jail.
There we go. Hell yeah.
We're going to get some fucking constitutional enforcement on this podcast, whether we like it or not. And you can constitutionally enforce... Your constitutional rights allow you to reach out to us and express your freedom of speech, and you should do that. Remember, our phone number is 512-402-2089, and our email address is psychicdolphingarage@gmail.com.
Yeah, hit us up with questions. We'll answer them next week. We're running a little bit long right now. If you want more PDG, actually, check out our Patreon, because we somehow haven't plugged that enough. Join our Reddit, join our Facebook group, follow us on Instagram, follow our Facebook page, join our Discord. What other sites? We have a TikTok. We'll probably start doing that at some point.
If we talked about a social media website, we are on there. You can find us at Dolphin Garage or at Psychic Dolphin Garage. Just definitely, we're not on LinkedIn yet. I think we should.
Psychic Dolphin job posting.
Considering it.
There we go. Antifa super soldiers wanted. Paying $12
an hour. There you go. All right. We'll see y'all next week.